Okay, well, it's 8 o'clock. I'll give a bit of preamble anyway, so if somebody comes a little bit late, it shouldn't matter. But welcome to the, I can't remember what this is. Is this the ninth or I think it's the ninth sharing and caring or whatever it was, caring for all Tonglen during global pandemic. I did a couple of weeks ago, I did a Tonglen course with a Tibetan Buddhist Sangha, some of which was helpful and some of which wasn't really Soto Zen. But one thing they did teach was a very direct method of visualization where instead of breathing in the suffering through, I don't know how you all visualize things because we just talk about breathing in suffering and then breathing out compassion and joy as light. And I've always done it sort of through my nose, and they just had it breathing in the suffering straight into your heart, and then again just breathing out the compassion straight from your heart. But it doesn't really matter what method of visualization you use in order to breathe in suffering of others and breathe out metta. The important thing is that you have a connection to that feeling. So when we do the metta verses, the aim is to produce metta and send metta to people. And for this, it's twofold. We connect to the suffering of others and we breathe that in, and then we breathe out metta. So the visualization of breathing in suffering as kind of like a dark cloud or dark liquid or whatever, and breathing out metta and compassion and love as light or any other form. The visualization is less important than the fact it works in you or with you to connect to the feeling, both of taking on the suffering of others, so we really feel connected to the suffering, and which to ordinary people seems like a weird thing to do. I'm just going to sit here for half an hour and connect to other people's suffering. It's like, okay, but yeah, it's to really feel that. And first of all, when we do it for ourselves, is to feel, what's going on for us, all the hard stuff that we might have had this week or we're going through at the minute. We don't push away the hard stuff, we sit with it. So to really connect with that feeling that other people really are suffering through this pandemic, and then to really connect with that feeling of wishing love, wishing we could take away that suffering, to taking on the suffering and then sending them love, compassion, well-being, anything we can to make the situation better for them. We are basically, we're trying to embody the Bodhisattva vows in this practice anyway. So I think you've all been here before. Have you been here before, Tenrei? I think, yeah, I thought so. So everyone's been here before. So we start off with 10 minutes of normal Zazen, 5 minutes of taking and sending for ourselves, 10 minutes of taking and sending for everyone with coronavirus or a small group of people, someone whatever, and then 5 minutes we work on taking and sending to all sentient beings, and then we close with verse of atonement, 4 vows. So 3 bells to start and a bell to signal changing to each new period of the practice, and 1 to end as well. So thank you for coming. So the first period, we just have 10 minutes of sitting Zazen together. For the next 5 minutes, we do taking and sending for the self. You can either do that with yourself just sitting there as it is, or another way is you can actually visualize yourself sitting in front of you, whichever way works for you. For the next 10 minutes, we work with taking and sending from all those suffering because of coronavirus. You can either reach out to wherever they are geographically, or an alternative is to visualize them all in front of you. It's whatever works for you. For the final 5 minutes, we'll do taking and sending for all sentient beings. Thank you all. We'll close, as we always do, with the first of atonement and the 4 vows. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, O beings numberless, to transform all delusions, O delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, O delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable. Thank you all for coming and practicing. I really appreciate it. And have a brilliant rest of your day. See you soon.